happy to be here today and to present my FHS Abroad Adventure in Hanoi. So, and Hanoi is the capital city of Vietnam, and generally speaking, the whole journey is awesome. I left Sydney for Hanoi in early December last year, and I had a 4-week occupational therapy program in the national, with the Agency of Projects Abroad. And after I came back, reviewing the most wonderful 4 weeks I had in Vietnam, I just found the 3 words in the yellow color next to the Projects Abroad label could perfectly summarize my experience in different stages during the whole journey. So today I'm going to use the 3 words, which are help, learn, and explore, as a guide to tell you about my story. And in terms of help, I think you have noticed that there are the double quotation marks over there. So basically, what it means is the help and the support I received from others rather than I sent out. So at the beginning, I got a great pickup service from airport, and I've been allocated to a shared volunteer accommodation with other volunteers who are doing various projects from various countries. And we got a Vietnamese cook who made us the perfect local food and help us tidy up our accommodation during weekdays. And also the Projects Abroad staff did nearly everything they could to ease me into the life in Hanoi. And for example, giving me the cultural induction on this first day, and arranging local community events every week, and teaching me how to greet with people in Vietnamese, and most importantly, facilitating me with the most vital survival skill, living in Hanoi, which is safely crossing straits amongst hundreds of motorbikes. And I can say I had a great honeymoon period. And after that, with regards to the placement, I worked 5 days full-timely in the rehabilitation departments with the multiple disciplinary team in the National Hospital of Paediatrics. It's a very popular department, pediatric department, because it's the leading department in Vietnam. And there are a large number of patients coming from the whole northern parts of Vietnam, and with the diagnosis of cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, and autism, as well as some other physical issues. So initially, my role in the department was shadowing and observing the occupational therapists and other professionals, and to see how they provide therapists. I just realized that the OT intervention in that department were mainly focusing on the fine motor skills and the gross motor skills at upper limb. They normally use something like the building blocks, you can see here, and the puzzles with little kids. Yeah, I feel it's quite interesting. I realized it's very different from what we did in Australia. But at the beginning, I just followed what they do exactly. And luckily they felt I'm trustworthy. So they asked me to do interventions independently. So I felt pretty good, but the challenges came out as well. The first thing is language barriers. So basically, they couldn't understand my instructions and directions, both the occupational therapists and the patients, because they can't speak English well. So also, I realized that there was a lack of resources, like just to use these devices and equipment, which are very limited. And also the cultural difference. The staff told me normally Vietnamese people live and work in a very relaxed style. There's no fixed schedule, and they were not on time normally. So there are there's basically no appointments every day. We just see patients randomly whenever they come, and we do the therapies with them. And also, there were some uncooperative patients. I think you can imagine how frustrating it would be if you kept seeing patients crying, and continuously crying every day. But there were also some friendly patients like this, as well as this. So basically, it definitely made my day bright. And after the learning process, the period, I started to explore some interesting OT treatment. I tried to communicate with the local occupational therapists and introduce some different things we normally use in Australia. For example, the functional tasks like grooming and dressing, even feeding self. So luckily they accepted, and I created my own interventions like this. I draw a dinosaur basically and ask the patients to use scissors to cut it off and put the pads on the dinosaur. It works pretty well. They feel it's very interesting than doing the building blocks and the puzzles every day. And also I made this. Also worked with my housemates during that time to create some Play-Doh by ourselves. So it's pretty good. And after that, I made some contributions, like some real help. I conduct treatment sessions independently at the end of this placement, and all the professionals and occupational therapists, they were pretty happy with my performance. And I worked with the project staff and to translate some assessments into English. So I think the following volunteers, they can get benefit from this. And also I did some research and summarized some help resources from Australia and provide them for the local occupational therapists, so hopefully they can use in the future. And also during the weekdays, we did some construction activities with the agency, just tried to give some contributions. Yep. So back to the help part. At the end, I really appreciated everything happened in Hanoi, and I hope the help I contributed could outweigh the help I received from others. So that made me feel it's a very worthwhile and enjoyable project I've ever worked on. So last, there's a picture with the 3 lovely occupational therapists. They're very friendly. We still keep in touch. Yeah, any questions? Sorry? Yeah. Yes. It's pretty good, I think, from my point of view. Yeah. I don't have any ideas about other countries. I just feel everything happened in Hanoi, and all the staff from the agency and the staff from the hospital, they're pretty good. And even the local people, they're very friendly. Awesome. Yep. Yeah, I forgot to mention it. Just too nervous when I saw 2 minutes left. And Yeah, there's one part like during the explore process. You see, the weekend trips were another big part of my exploration. Yeah, they did a lot, but I just went once. I didn't go that much. But basically, the other volunteers in our accommodation, they did every weekend. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I would recommend at least the agency in Vietnam. Yeah, based on others' opinion, um, I don't know what the agency is like in other countries, but in Vietnam, they're really good.